Hello everyone, Ultimate Steve here once more. Testing my audio levels. Okay, fantastic. Alright, so welcome back to, I still don't know what I'm calling this series, but day 2, my second play session of this. And we have a decent amount on the list for today. So the first thing we're going to do, well, okay, our ultimate goal is to bring, what was his name? Is it Bill or Bob? Okay. Our ultimate goal was to bring Bill Kerman home from his orbit around there. I also need to turn off crew respawn. So Jeb's not supposed to be here, but he can hang out. So we want to hire a pilot to be able to bring Bill home, because we want to be able to make maneuver nodes, and that was the thing we couldn't do. Dan Man, despite being a woman. I love that. Oh no, wait, what? That's an engineer. I swear Dan Man was a pilot. Am I stupid? I might be. Okay, who's the coolest named pilot? Rusvin. Valor. Yeah, Valor, like honor and valor and whatnot. Yeah. Okay, Valor, you can be our pilot for this mission. You're going to heroically bring Bill Kerman home. But this is not the rocket that will do that. No. This is merely a test. Because I don't know if this command module here will be able to survive the re-entry stresses from that high up. So what I'm going to do is, this is just a test mission. It's not completely useless, but it's going to go into very high orbit around asteroid par. And then re-enter. And in the process... Okay, hold on, I should probably add electrical systems. Yeah, in the process of this mission, it will test the capsule. It will test the okay, oh, yeah, it's a test mission for re-entry, but I'm also going to grab science while I'm up there. Because there's no good other spot to put this, I'm putting this on top like that. Yes, it doesn't make sense, but deal with it. Oh, I took the parachute off. I almost forgot to add more parachutes. Yeah, that should work, more or less. Alright, are you ready for your training mission, Valor? Let's go. So in the background, I installed Better Time Warp, and I also tried to install Interstellar, but I'm not sure if it worked, because the CCAN one was a weird one, and I don't know if I have it, but we'll figure that out fairly quickly once I pop into the tracking station, because I might have gotten the wrong version of the mod. Anyway, so the Rescuer 1, actually, I'm going to literally rename this the Valor, like the proper spelling. Rename vessel, the Valor 1, and that'll be our rescuers. So we'll have a naming scheme. We'll have the Scout program, which is just going there, and like that's the kind of one-way missions we talked about. There will be the Pioneer missions, which will be like the first people to actually do like good explorers and get them, and then there'll be the Valor missions, which are returning people home. So Explorer, Scout will be the one-way, and then Pioneer will be like actual proper landings. Explorer will like explore. Like will be like the next level above that, like huge missions, and then Valor will be rescue missions. And I suppose like an Explorer or a Pioneer mission could serve as a method to recover the Scouts. It's like scouting missions; they're all going to be one way. So Valor is piloting Valor 1. Oh no, wait, no. This is Valor. I should have named this Valor 0 because it's technically not missing anyway. Yeah, let's rename it. We're going to have Valor 0. Rename vessel Valor 0. And Valor 1 will be the first one that actually goes somewhere. Because this is just going into orbit, getting some science. Well, high orbit, but, you know, still. One thing I don't like about these high atmosphere, low gravity planets is that they take so long to escape the atmosphere of. That, like, you're time warping a lot. Although I suppose I have Better Time Warp installed, but I haven't dealt with configuring that yet. And I probably won't for a few more minutes until I really need it. Because the idea was, for Better Time Warp, is that we're fairly close to the sun, and there's a lot of cool stuff to do fairly close to the sun. So if we could get ion engines going, that would be very good, and it would allow us to like efficiently explore different places. But only close to the sun, but like there's a lot of stuff close to the sun. And some of the interstellar stuff is also really slow too. Have I gotten EVA reports from here yet? I don't know. I have not. Oh, and this is EVA. The EVA reports are biome specific, so I can just wait for the biome to change, and then I can do it again. Hemispheric oceans, mudlands. I really wish I could transmit from like outside the vessel, because like it's right there. I should be able to transmit. Restore data from the mudlands, and I have gotten these right. Mudlands, dustlands. I'm waiting for another biome. We've got purple moss, and I'm getting 40 signs from each of these. Like that's kind of insane. Oh, okay. I switched back to the mudlands. Come on, mudlands, purple moss, dustlands. There, quick. Dustlands. There we are. I don't think I've gotten purple moss yet. Dustlands, mudlands, dustlands, mudlands, mud, dust, and moss. Is that the only thing this planet has? Purple. Nope. I can't get it. Watch Steve try to not do a biome. There we are. Purple moss. There we are. And then we can review. We can transmit. And that's like a lot of science from this mission alone. So now we need to go to high orbit, which is what this mission's actually about. Which means we're going to go about here. And we're going to go prograde from here. Until we're almost on an escape trajectory. And then we're just going to re-enter ballistically from there. And maybe speed up a little bit before re-entry, so it's a better test. Oh, I thought we'd captured an asteroid for a second, but that's just the thing that we ditched from our ship on one of the earlier missions. Because we're currently going at like Kerman orbital velocity here, so like Kerman orbit is like this much. Like it's insane how like far we can go with such a small rocket. Like I don't ever use the Bobcat engine like that was on the first stage of this. I think that's what it's called because of how low thrust to weight ratio it is. Like for the rocket it is, but like it fits in nicely with this reduced gravity. All right, in space high. Log temperature. Oh, okay. We already have. I'll keep it so we can recover it. Keep it. So we did those two, but have we done crew report from high? Okay, I must be misremembering. We may have gotten this science already. I'm fairly certain we have not gotten the materials bay though, and the mystery goo. Conduct materials study. There we are. Keep, and then we're gonna observe the mystery goo. We're gonna keep it, and we're gonna grab both of those. Collect data, remove data. Collect data, remove data, and then we can just, well, to reduce space junk, we should probably burn retrograde at apoapsis. And then ditch it once we're like on a return trajectory. Yeah, so now if we decouple it now, that will re-enter the atmosphere and burn up. And what's a good re-entry periapse? I'm gonna go with 15 kilometers. Let's do that. Because it will need to be lower on Kerman. Lower than on Kerman. And we want to do like a very big stress test. If it's very big, we're going to need to... Oh, we're going too fast. So, alright, we're going to try and burn all the fuel, but we're not going to have time. Retrograde, yeah, we are not going to have time in the slightest. What exploded? Oh, the thermometer exploded. Dude. Okay, so we aren't going to get that little bit of science, but that doesn't matter that much. And this is not going to be as good of a test of the heat shield as we had hoped. But let's be real, like, it's going to survive. This is just an excuse to get more science. And test the parachutes, because that's probably the most risky part of this whole ordeal. This whole ordeal. Is whether or not this castle can be slowed down by these parachutes in these atmospheric and gravitational conditions. But it looks like the actual re-entry phase will be fine, no matter how fast we're going, especially if we keep all that later in there. there's red rocks. Oh, and now I have to time accelerate through this, but that'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal. And this is the Mudlands, so I might be able to get more crew science from here. Yeah, we got a crew report from the Mudlands. Can we EVA report from the Mudlands? Oh, we can take surface samples now. Surface sample from the Mudlands. That's 240 science, right? 240 science from a surface sample from the home planet, ladies and gentlemen. I can probably also take the science out of the barometer to recover that. Then log pressure data. Keep that. That's another 96 science. I might have to like fly a plane around. And then I can do EVA report flying. Wow, we can jump really high. It's another 48 science. That's a ridiculous amount of science. I know why we have like so much science here, but wow, 825. And okay, it looks like Kerbal Space Program Interstellar Extended did not install correctly, so I will have to remedy that. But let's be honest, we're not going to use that stuff for a while anyway. So what can we use? So we gotta. So the first mission is to get Bill home. The second mission is we're going to get Val a relay satellite. And the third mission is we're going to, whatchamacallit? We're going to send something, like a little probe glider, into that 100 atmosphere planet, because there's no way I'm sending a Kerbal into that. And we might also send Val like a scout plane to like scout out a flat landing site like we did for Even Back. But that's a ways off. So we got a lot of cool missions planned. We also wanted to get ISRU tech up. That was the big thing. Ion engine tech was another one. More science experiments would be nice. Unmanned tech. Solar cell. What do we want? We have 825 science. So we have a lot. Nuclear propulsion would also be cool. Planes would also be cool. Everything would be cool. I need to like do a big science ferry mission though, eventually. Analysis paralysis. Let's just pick a random one and say, oh, that looks cool, and grab it, I guess. Scanning tech or field science? Let's get scanning tech. Because that'll also allow us to search for Easter eggs. But I don't know if I'm going to actually go to any of them. And I can't get those high-level ISRU ones because we need the money for the R&D upgrade. How much is that? That's too much money. Build a new orbital station around Reticulum. Plant flag on Elan. Plant flag on Reticulum. Those are a lot of money. I'm going to accept both of those. I don't have... I have Val's on Reticulum, but I can't plant a flag because she's in the ocean. But I can send a plane eventually to get her to land so she can plant something. And so she's not like seasick forever. But that's not our current maximum priority. And I'm going to get advanced fuel systems because it'll make our life easier. And maybe, and I have enough for one more of these. Advanced landing. We'll need that to get the plane through the atmosphere. So, yeah. Alright. So now, first order of business. Okay, so, sorry. No, that was our first. Okay. Second order of business. I got a bit sidetracked. We need to rescue Bill Kerman. We need to bring him home. So, the actual Valor one will not have a science junior, but we will keep the other experiments. Just because we have not gotten that from around the sun yet. Okay, well, we've gotten this and this. But just in case with the gravity assist, I will keep the thermometer and barometer just in case. I will also give us a little bit more science. Electric capacity. That's it. Because we will want to, if we have this science experiment, we will have to transmit it. So I'm not entirely sure if we're going to use that experiment, but I'll stick one on anyway. Okay, how much delta V does this give us? Because I want at least 5 in a vacuum, which is a lot, but we need a lot. I can get these off and get this. Okay, we want the antenna off too. We're gonna take this. I want 2 of those, and I'm gonna replace these with bigger actual solar panels, and then I'm gonna put the antenna on the back. Wait, no. Communication. We have a better antenna now. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I don't care. And I did that on purpose, so like it wouldn't be covered up by the whatever the side thing on here is. I forget what it is. So that is 3.6 kilometers per second in a vacuum. Can we do another stage? Because I'm still not fully confident in our ability to get him home with just this much fuel. So maybe we could add another fuel tank here. So maybe we didn't have to take that off in the 4.3. That's close enough. I can do this. And now we just need enough to get this to orbit. That's only 1.7 kilometers per second. So let's do... That's the wrong adapter. What about this one? That's the right adapter. Let's start with big... Let's do our 2.5 meter stages. And we're gonna get our skipper engine here. How's the thrust weight ratio on that? 2WR 1.51. That is perfect. Our delta V is 2.7. And you know what? I'll grab one more medium fuel tank just because. Alright, Valor 1. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Famous last words. Crew. Valor, you're in there. And let's fix this staging just in case. Let's go rescue Bill Kerman.